I just got out of the shower and I was writing a word that I got from the Holy Spirit, and I got down to the last sentence that I wrote, which was, we would be stupid to believe that God is not complex. We would be stupid to believe that God is not complex. He is complex. And let me tell you why. The Holy Spirit is explaining to me why. Because as great and complete of a mind and a power and a being that God is, the complex nature of God's mind is what leaves room for all of us. If he were not complex and he were the one singular source of all power, of all knowing, of all material, of all everything, and he wasn't complex, if you think of like what a rigid mind is, what a rigid person is, people who are rigid, people who cannot bend, people who cannot make room for the existence of something other than them. God cannot be this. If God were like that, he would have never created a space where that would exist. If God were rigid, he would have never created a place that made room for other beings' rigidness. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for us to believe that because we are suffering, that immediately makes God evil or like somehow not real, you have to understand that God's power and God's existence is so far beyond what we're capable of thinking, especially when we're drowned in self-righteous emotions. And by nature, like, I'm not saying that as a dig at human beings, because we are designed that way. We are designed with self-interest. We are designed with ego and pride, but it's our place to keep those things that make us imbalanced. It's us, it's our job to keep those things checked. And God has given us the ways. God has shown us himself. He's shown us the difference between wrong and right. And just because it's hard for somebody to do the right thing doesn't mean that they are exempt from doing the right thing. No, that means that you have to try harder to do what maybe other people can do easily. Isn't that only fair? Because in some things, these people have great advantages over others. But we like to think that because something is hard or difficult for us, that God is unfair. No, that means that you have to try harder to do what other people may be doing easily. It doesn't make you unaccountable. It doesn't. It doesn't matter what happens here, because we are given one life that we are accountable for. And you have to make room for the fact that some people are evil. So what does that mean? It means cling to God. It doesn't mean fend for yourself or become even more, I don't know, like callous and judgmental and mean because you have to fend off others. No, God has said he would do that for you. God has already said that he would do that for you. Doesn't mean that you're never going to have a bad day, that you're never going to experience pain. No. Why would it mean that? Why would it mean that? It means that you have to do hard things sometimes, whether you want to or not. That's the nature of the life that we live. What society wants you to think that if you just apply X amount of work or service or pressure, that you're going to get X amount of sustenance out of that. And that's a lie. They are lying to us. They're lying. That is not the nature of life. They don't get to define the nature of life. Our God does. And we know him because he presents himself to us. He has presented himself to us. He's given us ways to him. And we won't even do those things. But you want to keep going to a society that is clearly evil, clearly, that has been exposed as evil. We are not the first civilization on this planet. We know damn well what's happened to all the civilizations before us. But we want to sit here and pretend like, oh, well, because we're here now and we have to deal with the issues of life, well, all the answers are provided for us. All we have to do is apply X amount, and then we're going to get that same amount back. That is a freaking lie. That is a lie, and we know it's a lie. And you repeating the same lie over and over and over again is not ever going to change the truth. So I have no idea why this came to me right now, because sometimes it's easier not to know things and not to be aware of things and to be just a complete idiot than to really see and understand exactly what's happening and be able to do not a dang thing about it. Not even in my own life. So